Is she adopted?
Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kira and today we are doing the 10 things you might not know about me tag that Sarah Sutton just recently came up with. I watched her video and I thought it was a really fun idea and I started making my list. It turns out it's really hard to come up with things about yourself and facts about yourself. I have 9, so hopefully I can come up with my 10th one as I'm recording this video, because this was a pain in my ass and I meant to upload this on Sunday and obviously that didn't happen, so I didn't post a video on Sunday. So here we go. I'm gonna start off light like Sarah did and we'll just go with fact number 1. I'm 5'3". I am 1 inch under the average height for women, and that classifies me as incredibly short to pretty much anybody. Yeah, so I'm 5'3". Moving on to fact number 2. I was thoroughly obsessed with One Direction and 5 Seconds of Summer in high school. The One Direction obsession started first, and then, you know, like 5 Seconds of Summer opened for One Direction for like 2 of their tours, and then that started the 5 Seconds of Summer obsession. I had so many posters on the walls of my room at my dad's house. My mom was a little bit more strict about what I could just hang on my wall, but I still hung up posters in my room at her house too. But my walls at my dad's house were covered. I had a whole collage wall of tiny pictures that were like that ranged from normal size to like this big that I would cut out of magazines and stick on my wall. I had a giant One Direction poster on my door, and when I wasn't at my dad's house, because my parents are split up, so I would go to my dad's house, like split custody. But so when I wasn't at his house, he would close my door, and so then my dad had the lovely joy of staring deeply into the members of One Direction's eyes every morning when he woke up, because the way that the house is laid out is it's a hallway, and the door to my room was right here, the bathroom's right here, and my dad's room's right here. So he would get up, and then if he went to the bathroom first thing in the morning, he was going down the hallway. There was the giant poster of all of the One Direction boys. Sorry, Dad. My dad learned some of their names at some point. I'm sorry, Dad. He was a lot more lenient about what I could do with my walls because he owned his house and my mom rented. I did whatever the fuck I wanted when I was at his house. And that's what I wrote my freaky fan fiction about. If you've seen Bob's Burgers, Tina writes freaky fan fiction. And so that's what my stepdad referred to it as. My mom actually just commented on my video where I repotted my plants and talked about my AuthorTube goals. I can put that video up in the cards if you haven't seen it. And said that she's upset because she still hasn't read my freaky fan fiction. Mom, I don't know if you want to read my freaky fan fiction. So if you haven't found it now, then you're never gonna read it. Sorry. Fact number 3, thing that you might not know about me, number 3. I decided to throw in kind of an embarrassing story in here for some reason. So I think it's just because I thought that people forgot about it, and then this guy just lovingly reminded me that he in fact did not forget. So in 1st grade, we had, I don't remember what they called it. They called it something. Depending on what group you're in, that's what you had to do for so much in the morning. And you did like reading books, or you did like drawing, or there was like a bunch of different like modules that you would go to. And in that time, the teacher had 2 bathroom passes that hung on the end of this like little bookshelf. If you need to go to the bathroom, you take one of those passes and you just go to the bathroom and you come back. But if there wasn't a pass there, you had to wait until one came back. Well, I really had to pee, like really bad. There wasn't any pass on the thing, and I asked the teacher if I could go to the bathroom, and she was like, "There's no passes, you can't go to the bathroom." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll wait." They were taking a long time to come back, and so I was panicking, as a 1st grader would do when they really need to pee, and hid behind the bookshelf, because the way that her room was laid out was you like walked into the room and she had like these little bookshelves, and then all of our tables that we sat on were on their side. So I hid on the other side of these bookshelves and promptly peed my pants. And so my mom had to come to school, give me a new pair of pants, and it was really embarrassing because everybody called me pee pants, and it was like this whole thing. And then I moved on with my life. They did this thing in my town where they started building bigger elementary schools and then would take like 3 elementary schools in one area and just condense them all together. So my elementary school, 2 other elementary schools in my area of town got condensed to 1 elementary school. So after 3rd grade, I got smushed in for 4th grade and 5th grade with 2 other schools worth of elementary school kids, and then moved on to middle school, and then moved on to high school. And I thought that I moved on from pee pants, and I did not. I was sitting in class freshman year. I was sitting in my Spanish class. I specifically remember this because there was this guy that sat in front of me who constantly ragged on me for the fact that I didn't go to church. But also, my last name's Petty, but my name for my channel is not a pen name, which I found out that Sarah Sutton is a pen name. Wasn't expecting that, but my name is not a pen name. Kira May Petty, that is my legal name. That is the name that is on my birth certificate, that is on any legal documents that I would get in the mail. So yeah, so Petty is my last name. Growing up, that prompted a lot of asking if I was related to Tom Petty or Richard Petty. I'm not related to either one of them, but this kid in front of me kept on asking me if I was related to Tom Petty, and I told him that Tom Petty was my dad, and he believed me for a while. That was another thing. But so we're sitting in freshman Spanish, and randomly this kid, like 2 rows over, looks at me and goes,
"Hey, Kira, do you remember in 1st grade when you peed your pants in front of everybody?"
And I was shocked because I did not think that anybody remembered, and or anybody from that class specifically remembered, because by the time I hit high school, so little of the people that I had gone to school in kindergarten with were still people that I talked to or even went to my school anymore. Some of them went to other schools, some of them moved away. So I wasn't expecting it. And I was just like, yeah, thanks for reminding me. And so that was embarrassing. Thanks, whatever the fuck your name was. I don't remember what his name was. He used to ride the bus with me too. Anyways, moving on to fact number 4 about me. It's probably well known. There's actually 3 of them right here. I have cat beds on my desk to trap them, so then I can still use part of my desk. But if you don't know, or you're new to my channel, you probably have seen them in the background, my kitty cats. I have 5 cats. And as I said, I could probably put pictures of them on the screen or like a video or something. I got Fergus, Patches, Archie, Milo, and Eugene, but I have 5 cats. They make appearances in a lot of my videos, because as much as they would not like me to think that they like me, they very much like me and follow me everywhere I go. But yeah, those are my 5 cats. Look at it, he's so cute. Fact number 5 about me. This is something that I recently discovered, but I think that it connects to the reason why I do this. But every year, there are 5 shows that I rewatch from beginning to end. I don't know why. Well, I didn't know why I did this, but now I know. So the 5 shows that I rewatch every year are The Office, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, New Girl, and Pretty Little Liars. Once the new year starts, I will go and I will watch them from beginning to end, all the way through. I have pretty bad social anxiety and just regular generalized anxiety, and so I get very anxious about certain things, and I read a thing where it says that people with anxiety will rewatch movies and TV shows instead of watching new things because they like that they know what's going to happen next, and it eases their anxiety instead of them sitting there trying to guess what is going to happen next. I think that is part of the reason why I watch these 5 TV shows over and over again, because I know what's going to happen, and so I don't really have to worry about it. I also do this thing where if I'm working, I have to have some type of background noise, which is really hard when recording videos because I can't just let a YouTube video play in the background or music because I'll get copyrighted. But I need to have some type of background noise, whether it's music, TV show, YouTube, just something needs to be going on in the background so I don't get distracted by my own thoughts. But they can't be new YouTube videos or new music or a new TV show because I get very distracted. So I will rewatch some YouTube videos over and over again because I can jump back into that video at any point in time and I will know what's going on. But I also then know, and it eases me that I can continue working on writing or whatever and get focused on it. And I don't have to worry about the fact that I'm going to miss something while watching the video. If I have watched it a million times, I can jump back in at any point and know what's going on. That's something that I do. Let me know if you do that. Do you have to have something in the background to help you focus, to distract you? Just because if I don't, my mind just goes wandering, and then next thing I know, I'm loading clothes in the laundry. I put a forest timer on my phone. It was supposed to be doing a 20-minute sprint. Why am I folding my clothes right now? Fun fact about me, number 6. I can read upside down. I don't really, is this a thing that people normally can do? I figured it out sometime before 4th grade. I know that much. Because when I was in 4th grade, they would have, were they 1st graders? We had either a class of 1st graders or 2nd graders that would come into our 4th grade class. We were paired with a kid, and we would read a book to them that they brought, that they wanted us to read to them. And I showed the girl that I read to that I could read upside down, and then from that point on, I had to read every book that she brought upside down. Fact number 7? Are we on fact number 7? Yes. I played tennis in high school. I played it for 3 years. I wish that I would have played it for all 4 years. I can make a video of regrets. I regret not playing tennis my senior year. Fact number 8. This was something that I just came up with today that I remembered. So, something about me that I might have shared on here before on my channel, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not a poetry person. I don't really like poetry. I don't like writing poetry. I don't like analyzing poetry. I don't like digging into it. I don't like poetry. Never been a poetry person. I don't know why I said that like that. I've never been a poetry person. So, English freshman year, I had this teacher. His name was Mr. Wall. And he very much liked me. I don't remember how it came up, but he wanted us to write an ode poem, an ode to something in our life. And I have never liked poetry. So I ended up never turning in this assignment. My school district would rent out a laptop to you at the beginning of the year, and then you would turn it back in at the end of the year. And we would turn in most of our assignments online on this website called Canva. And so then teachers would grade your stuff straight up, and so you could see your grades all the time. You could see your assignments, what you got on assignment. They could give you comments on like why you lost points or like what they thought was good. And one day I logged on to Canva and I was graded for my ode to poem. And I was like, what? And my friend Olivia was like, what? She was pissed because she wrote an ode to poem. I remember what she said that she wrote it about, and she got like 3 less points than what I got, and I never turned that poem in. So your girl got an A on an assignment she never turned in. So yeah, I don't know if I ever told anybody in my family that, and I don't know if it was just because he was going through and he thought that he'd write something for me and gave me a grade, or like what happened on his end, but I never turned anything in. Thing you might not know about me, number 9, is I don't really know if this is something that's like, I put this on here because I thought it was funny. So there's this whoa. So there's this filter on Snapchat that will turn you into a man or a woman, depending on what your gender is. I identify as a female. Something that I've always known growing up is that I don't look very much like my mom. I've never really looked very much like my mom. I have blonde hair and blue eyes. My hair is very dark now because I don't go outside, but when I was young, my hair was very clearly blonde. It's more dirty blonde, borderline, very light brown. I still identify as a blonde. I had some girl my sophomore year of high school try to tell me that I was a brunette, and I got very snarky. She was like, you're not a blonde, you're a brunette. And I went, are you blind? I was kind of a bitch in high school. Anyways, where was I going with this? Right, Snapchat filter. So, growing up, my mom and my older sibling both have, I'm saying older sibling because my older sibling identifies as non-binary. So, my mom and my older sibling both have the same colored brown hair, and they both have green eyes. And then if you would then put me right next to them, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, bushy eyebrows, I did not look like them, so people were always very confused. I look a lot like my dad. My dad has blonde hair and blue eyes. I have the same eyebrows as him. I have the same nose as him. I have the same lips as him. We have the same feet. You can't see my foot. Can you see my foot now? But I found out that we have the same feet because my mom's middle... So I'm gonna tell people about your feet, Mom. My My mom's middle toe is longer than her big toe, but mine isn't. So when I found that out, the next time I was at my dad's house, I was like,
Dad, take your sock off.
and he was like,
What? Why?
Take your sock off. I want to see something.
and he was like,
Okay.
and he took his sock off, and I was like,
Ha! I knew it.
and he was like,
You knew what? You just looked at my foot.
and I was like, we
Had the same feet.
I was a weird kid. Anyways, so I found out with this filter on Snapchat, if I take a picture of myself with the man filter, it gives you a beard, and I look like my dad. It makes me look exactly like my dad. And I don't know, oh, they don't have the filter on there right now. I don't feel like looking for it. And I don't know whether to be happy about that or not. Because if I just put a beard on, I could be my dad. Except my dad doesn't have purple hair, so maybe not. But he does let his hair grow out sometimes, and would take my ponytails when I was younger to put his hair back under his hat. I'm really revealing a lot about myself today. Anyways, so fact number 10 that I'm going to tell you guys, because I just thought of it when telling you that I look like my dad when I use a Snapchat filter. Anyways, when I was a freshman in high school, I took drama with my friend because my older sibling took drama when they were in high school. Well, they were still in high school when I was a freshman. Anyways, they took drama and had a lot of fun and really enjoyed it. And the teacher was a really fun person, so I took drama. And I'm sitting in drama class. It was one of those classes where you had a lot of different kids. If I went to English, everybody in my English was a freshman. Well, except for one kid that sat next to me. He was a senior, but he didn't speak English very well, so I don't blame him. But drama was one of those classes where you had everybody. We had freshmen to seniors in there because it was just an elective that you could take, and it counted for an art credit, I believe. There was this girl that was a senior. My older sibling was a senior at the time, and she was in my drama class, and she was in something else. She was in something else that my older sibling was in, and so one day I said something. I was like, oh yeah, this person's in my drama class. I know that you have blah 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 with them. My older sibling was like, oh yeah. And so then the next day, my older sibling goes up to this girl and it's like, hey, I think my younger sister Kira is in your drama class, and we're in a group together. Somehow the fact that this girl was a senior and my older sibling knew them played a factor as to why I told them this, but they went up to her and was like, oh yeah, my younger sister Kira is freshman, and she said that she knows you. And the girl goes,
Oh yeah. Is she the blonde one?
and my older sibling was like, yeah. And she goes,
Is she adopted?
my older sibling was pissed when we were driving home that day. They were like, I told her.
No, she's not adopted. We just have different dads.
So, yeah, some girl thought I was adopted because me and my older sibling don't look alike. Learned a lot about myself today in this video. This turned into something else I wasn't expecting. But that's the end of this video. If you have any weird stories about high school, I guess that's more what this turned into, please comment below. And if you like videos like these where I share weird stories about myself, please give this a thumbs up. I have some older videos where I shared embarrassing stories and stuff from when I was a child, and I definitely have more of those if you ever want those. But yeah, if you enjoy these type of things, I talk more about writing and books on this channel. If you are just now finding this video and you're not subscribed to my channel. But if you like writing and books, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I post a new video. I normally post every Sunday and Wednesday, but I'm having a hard time apparently sticking to that, and so my videos are kind of just going run up willy-nilly. So I post whenever you get a notification, I guess. But that's the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!